our logo.
Ew.
It's Air Force. Come on.
What military stuff?
Honestly, this is so long ago. I'm like trying to remember.
Please,
I'm
think
picking
carefully. We'd love to hear.
I'm picking at my brain to try to remember more details about this. I remember there was a girl that I really liked, and I invited her to this thing. And I remember looking at her as I'm on stage playing like imaginary keyboards, and like with a guitar, you could almost pull it off. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The keyboards.
Or a lead singer, you could kind of do it. And I'm trying to look cool, and I look at her, and I just knew it was over, Johnny. That I had no shot. I could just see it in her face. What she wanted to say. What an asshole!
Did you have to play keyboards even when there wasn't a keyboard part of the song? You have to.
No, Air Force will pick keyboard songs. I don't remember all the songs we played anymore. I know it was The Who. I'm trying to remember. I don't know.
Do you know who does a good air band thing? Fucking Rob Bartlett. Years ago, I saw him at Rascals in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And what Rob will do is he closes with a Beatles thing, or he used to.
Right.
Where he does, I forget what song, She Loves To, or whatever, and he acts out all four Beatles, and he has like a tennis racket, and he does like a little bit from each one, and it's fucking great. But that's the only time I've ever seen air guitaring or air where I didn't want to fucking Molotov cocktail something.
I'm just glad, no one had phones that
I know
that could take video back then.
I have some pictures of it.
There's no way there's video of that.
Thank God. Don't have any video either. I have a bunch of pictures.
You have pictures?
Yeah, of us on stage and as cavemen
I know I got some Geneseo people that listen to this radio show. If anyone has a picture of me, there's no way. There's no way.
Someone has to have it.
You think? You think there might be a picture out there?
Or a video. Somebody was videotaping something.
Video.
Someone had a big video camera.
There's a chance at a picture, though. Me doing air.
I'd love to see that.
Air keyboards for Air Force. It was Onondaga Dorm back in the day in Geneseo, so there's no way.
We would just get paid in beer. Like the club owner would just say, "Look, we're not paying you. You're not even a band. You're going to go up there and do like 2 or 3 songs, but we'll give you free beer."
That's pretty cool.
We just we're like, that's awesome. I remember one time
how many gigs did you do?
Probably did like 5 or 6.
Damn, Jesus.
But I remember one time the owner comes in the back room. We're all dressed up. We're ready to go on. The owner goes, "Look, this is the first time." He goes, "I can't pay you guys. You brought some people. I appreciate it, but we'll give you free beer. I'll pay you in beer." And my friend Kevin goes, "No. It was almost like out of the honeymoon." As Ralph Cram goes, "No, we'll pay." The guy goes, "No, seriously. You guys brought 20 extra people. Just drink for free all night." He goes, "No, seriously, we'll pay." And we didn't have any money. And the guy goes, "All right, then fine. You guys could pay." And he walked out of the room. And we go, "What the fuck did you just do?" And my friend Kevin goes, "Just spit on me." And we just spit on him for like 10 straight minutes. In the face, everything, loogies. And then we went on stage and he had spit all over him.
He insisted that you guys
said,
pay for your beer?
Yeah, he was like a Ralph. You know that honeymooners?
Yeah,
I'll get the bill.
Yeah. Okay, Ralph.
Okay, you get it. It was exactly that. And we spit on him for 10 minutes.
Man. Not good.
What an ass.
What an
I bet you because he's such an alcoholic, I'll bet you he still regrets that.
He does.
I was telling Jim Florentine that Pete Rose was in here. We were thinking about you. We thought you would have a good time with
Yeah, I've met Pete a couple times.
Well, we had no idea. We had no idea what to expect, and were we pleasantly surprised.
Oh, he's great.
We're going to be rerunning the Pete Rose thing, I think, tomorrow and throughout
and
the
Gervais
weekend.
was awesome, too. Ricky was great.
Well, Gervais is always great, but I forgot what Gervais even did after Pete Rose came in here, to be honest with you. I know Gervais killed, but then Pete Rose just put it over the top.
Yeah.
With his stories and his one-liners and his jokes. He just beat the shit out of everyone in the room. It was a strong room, too.
Just a mean room.
You had Voss, you had Norton, you had Bob Kelly, and you had Gervais, and Pete was right in there.
I heard the line that he said Voss looked like an old soccer player or something.
Dried out soccer
player. That's hilarious.
And I played the video for
Did you show him the punch in the arm? Yes, my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, I know.
I'll have it up soon. I'll just isolate that
That's
clip.
like one of those old football players that slaps you in the ass when you do a good job.
Just a guy.
One of those, yeah.
Just a guy.
Just a jock from that's like a high school thing where they had to like punch you and hug you too tight or whatever. Yeah, hit your ass. All that jock shit.
You forget what because Pete Rose, like, you forget what an aggressive animal this guy was.
Oh, he used to knock people over.
He was a fucking animal when he played.
I just, the All-Star game was just the other night, the baseball All-Star game, and that was that famous play where he knocked Ray Fosse off coming around.
Right.
It was an extra innings, and they won the game. He plowed over the catcher, and the guy was never the same. He broke his collarbone.
Right.
And then that guy was never, he retired a few years after that. But Pete was saying, he goes, hey, man, the guy was blocking the plate. He goes, I could have went around them, but... in a split second, he goes, I had to plow him over.
Right.
He's in my way, and we're going to win the All-Star game. He goes, and you know what? Today, I'd still do it.
Right. Yeah.
He goes, I'm not going around them. If he's in my way, I'm knocking him over.
There was a time the All-Star game was, they really played hard. Now it's just...
No one cares anymore.
No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, just that Pete Rose was playing in the 12th inning of the All-Star game.
Right.
And doing that and taking that risk.
Yeah.
Fucking to get
I met Pete
injured.
a couple times at a hotel in Cincinnati when I go there. He's always staying at the same hotel for some reason. He's down and like eating breakfast or whatever. I had breakfast with his manager, and he goes, I'm going to introduce you to Pete. So me and Pete hung for a little bit, and he actually gave me his number. He goes, if you're in Vegas, I want to see your comedy. I guess he lives in Vegas. He's a big comedy fan.
Yep, that's what he told us.
So it was almost at the point where, like, I knew the manager of the hotel, his manager, and we're all standing there. I go, all right, well, I'll get it to the manager here at the hotel, and then he'll get to you. He goes, no, just take my number. Here, it's this number that's in this phone right now. Put it in your phone.
Wow.
Because it's this number right now. So I was like, holy shit, because I didn't want to go, all right, well, give me your number.
Sure.
I was trying to play it safe.
Yeah.
So I still have his number. I never called him.
Let's call him right now. We're in a good spot with Pete.
You think so?
Yeah. You have to call him, and I want to see if he remembers you.
You got to give it time. It's only 5 in the morning in Vegas. He's home.
That's true. Maybe
Should wait a little
later.
while. Yeah.
Well, if you want to do it later in the show,
I'd rather wake him up, though. That would be even better.
I got nothing. I'll do it later in the show. Give him a couple hours to get up.
A couple hours.
Because I guess he was with some Asian girl, some young Asian chick.
Yeah, that's his fiance. We were like looking at pictures on the internet the other night.
So his manager knew I did used to do these old Asian jokes about an Asian girl. So he was Pete's like, oh, tell me those jokes. I was telling Pete, he was dying laughing at him.
He appreciates a good joke.
Pete's like, oh, you're the guy with the Asian jokes. What are they again? And shit like that. So
isn't the All-Star game's in Cincinnati next year, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and baseball said Pete's allowed to be there if the Reds want to bring him.
Yeah, but then
he's limited what he can do.
Yeah,
right?
then they're warning the Reds, saying you know what you can and can't do with Pete Rose.
Ugh.
You don't like Bud Selig?
No.
No,
it's just like, come on already.
Dr. Bud Selig.
It's been 25 years.
Yeah.
And his stats, you're just going to ignore all those stats?
Pete's good for baseball. I just love it every time that
he loves it to this day,
No,
too.
I know. He's so passionate about it. He'd be great. And I love it. The Hall of Fame every year when they induct the guys, Pete goes right across the street and sells his autograph.
And
sits there for hours.
Sets up a card table.
Yeah.
People sign? People, hey?
Oh, yeah. He gets more people than the guys going in the hall.
Yeah, he signed a baseball for me, the other day, and I Instagrammed it because it's kind of exciting. It's Pete Rose.
And Pete usually doesn't do that for free. He likes to charge.
Oh, we did a bunch of them.
He did a bunch of them, put the number, how many hits he had and all that, and I'm a little proud of it. I put it on Instagram. Of course, these douchebags. That's worthless. You know how many autographs he signs? It's like, Jesus, what's wrong with you?
I got it signed to me.
Yeah, I'm not going to sell it or anything. It was a cool little thing after a great appearance by the guy.
Yeah.
There's always at least one out
500.
there.
Oh, you mean one?
Oh, yeah. What am I saying? There's always a million.
But
who cares?
You make pretty good money. You're probably not going to go sell that. No. I wonder how much I can get for that ball.
But why does that guy have to go out of the way? What's wrong with his life that he's got to go, it's worthless. He signs a lot of those, It's all right. Show me yours then.
Yeah. Why does it have to be? I'm not selling it. Like if I'm doing comedy for 25 years now,
right.
If all of a sudden I'm like, look, I can't pay I got to sell the Pete Rose ball. I'm finished anyway.
Yeah,
I'm in trouble. Like it's not a Honus Wagner ball. It's a fucking Babe Ruth.
He could sign, I don't know, 1,000 things a day. There's still people in my circle, my life, that would appreciate a Pete Rose ball. Trust me.
Absolutely.
Because that's what I'll probably do. I'll just probably pass it on to somebody because I don't really collect that stuff like you guys do.
How much do you sell them for at these things?
I don't know.
Probably not a lot.
But he goes like when the Reds opening day to Reds, he'll go to Cincinnati and do all these appearances right outside the stadium and stuff. I love that he does that.
He's not really allowed in stadiums, right?
He can go to the game. He has to pay. He can't. I think he can't get hooked up.
Right.
But he's allowed to go to the game. He can't go into the clubhouse. He needs permission for that.
That's such an insult at this point. 25 years later, don't you think?
I think because he denied it for all those years
He was
that he
arrogant about it.
gambled.
Right.
He wrote a book about how he did it and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden he came out and said, "Yes, I did do it."
How many of you guys you think gambled?
A lot.
That's what I'm saying.
But
he's
look,
the only one that got caught.
I could
but
see baseball.
He can't be the only one that did this.
I could see baseball's point because even if he was just betting to win the games, he might have kept another pitcher in there longer than he should have.
Oh, I
that might have
understand.
affected his next start.
Right.
He didn't bet on the Reds to lose, but he could put guys, at jeopardy and stuff. Like maybe to closer, he brought in the 8th inning to pitch 2 innings when he really should just brought him in the 9th because his arm was shot from pitching 3 days in a row. Little things like that. But after a while, he should ban him for 10, 15 years and then put him in the Hall of Fame.
I think you're giving him too much credit. I think he bet to lose too.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. That's never come out.
I don't think so.
My gut says it, especially if if they're out of it, if they're out of the race.
I think that he probably saw good matchups coming up, like on a Sunday, and he's like, all right, they're throwing a number 5 starter, maybe some guy from the minors, they're calling up the pitch, and I got my number 1 guy, this is a good game to bet on. Right. They already beat us the first 2, so they're going to rest a bunch of guys.
Oh, I see. Okay.
A lot of times on a Sunday afternoon game, they'll rest guys that played Friday and Saturday because they got a series starting on Monday in another town.
But you think,
so he probably did it that way, going, all right, I got a really good shot to win this game.
But you think in his head, he figured, okay, it justifies the fact I'm gambling on games that I just, I'm gambling to win.
No, but you know what? When you get caught up in that as a gambler, maybe he needed to get out of a big hole by betting on him to lose.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's possible how deep he was into it.
Yeah. If you're on the hook for a bunch, then you go for the easy one.
Baseball has to take a brutal stand on that, though. I don't blame baseball for that. I just hate Bud Selig.
25 years, though. You can't deny what he did. His stats are ridiculous. Yeah. It's a joke that he's not in there. Put him in there with some weird asterisk. Give him the mark of being an asshole or something. I don't know. But
those Hall of Fame voters are these old fucking cranky guys that just they hate anything new, or God forbid these guys hit more home runs. Oh yeah, Willie Mays hit them, and they hate those old records are sacred to them.
And I learned something from Pete Rose because I was trying to defend him a little bit. I said, and with all the steroids and the stuff these guys did. They're still, beating the shit out of you. And he goes, I gotta correct you. He goes, no one that did steroids is in the Hall of Fame yet.
That knowingly did it, right? No one ever got in.
I was like, holy fuck, I guess you're right about that. Although some of those guys that are in, they probably did it, but there's no proof like
there's no proof,
There's no proof like there is now. I did not realize that.
No, there hasn't. There's no.
You got all those guys like McGuire and Bonds and all Clemens and Sosa. None of those guys are in.
And that is a bunch. Like even a guy like Jeff Bagwell played for the Astros.
Right.
Hit 500 home runs and was. I'm pretty sure he hit 500. He's a guy that was never linked to steroids, but just that he played in that era, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. And he's a guy that should have been in, but he was never any rumors or anything like that. But they're getting to the point where all these guys, like Gary Sheffield's going to be up next year, I think it is. And he's another guy.
How many home runs?
He hit for like 520.
Oh, okay.
But he was kind of linked to Bonds. He worked out with him, and he said he took some amphetamines or something like that, but not steroids. Right. So he's another guy that's not going to get it. Like a guy like Jim Thome, who played in that era, hit over 600 homers.
Right.
He was never linked to it, but I don't know if he gets
Did he hit over 600, Thome?
Yeah. Thome hit like 670.
You sure about that?
Absolutely.
Oh, my God.
Can you look
I'm sorry. He hit over 600. I think like 610.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was a fucking brute.
Yeah,
Did he miss a lot of time, too, Jim Thome, with his back, or no?
Just when he signed with the Phillies for a little while.
Okay.
But no, he was just a consistent guy. He was almost like a Rafael Palmeiro who, got busted at the end of his career, who just put up solid numbers every year, 30, 35, 40 homers.
You know your baseball. You're pulling out names I haven't thought of in a while. Where's the home run?
Yeah, Jim Thome was a fucking
I remember him
monster.
Now that you mention him. That's for sure.
When he hit a home run, it was fucking horrendous. A good shot.
He used to kill the Yankees, right? Tell me when he played with Cleveland.
600 and, what does that say, 12? Yeah,
612.
So, Florentine was right on that.
What's the record? Was 60 something?
Well, Bonds has 762. Hank Aaron has 755.
Yeah.
Oh, so he was 150 shot. Okay, that's still a lot over 600. Should be.
Well, they always thought A-Rod was going to hit 800.
Yeah.
What's he at?
He's at 6.
He's in the 6s.
He's at like 630, something like that, 620.
Yep.
Will he get in the Hall of Fame or no?
No.
Oh, God, no.
No, that's one guy. The Bonds will get in before him. The press hates him so much that...
It's going to be interesting. Yeah, but it shouldn't be... If you hate the guy... whatever. It's ridiculous.
Well, what did Pete Rose say? It was Craig Biggio or something missed it by one vote, and then there was some writer that sent in a blank ballot. He didn't vote for anyone. That guy shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Pete Rose was telling us that.
Yeah, and Biggio was a singles hitter. He had 3,000 hits. He should be in.
Right.
You get 3,000 hits, you should be in. Maybe not the first year,
right?
But he's got to be in.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, to say the least. So,
and he wasn't a steroid guy when you're hitting singles,
right?
Those guys in the 70s took it too. They were all taking amphetamines. It was just a whole jar of stuff. They go take it before a game, so they were all jacked up on stuff. So it doesn't. Every era's done that stuff.
Yeah, to deny that's ridiculous. That the sport was pure until the steroids. Get the fuck out of here.
Why did these other guys hit 700 homers,
right,
and 600 and 500? But they weren't on it. But all of a sudden, these
they were
guys,
out of shape too.
Well, they're saying
Hank Aaron never really looked like he was in shape.
Yeah,
especially near the end there. He kind of had a beer belly when he hit.
When he played into his 40s, though. Right. Yeah, he was a little slow going around the bases.
Oh boy, was he!
Because those guys were hitting more. Like Babe Ruth was hitting more than most teams. Like baseball was played differently back then.
Well, that's the whole theory. Like Babe Ruth hit like 60 homers or 58 homers one year, and the next person was close was a whole team at 23. It's like something. If that happened today, that's like Albert Pujols hitting 220 homers, and the next guy hitting 50.
Right.
You'd be like, wait a minute, what's going on there? So there was always rumors.
You think he was that much better?
Well, there was always rumors that he might have used a cork bat that year. And then they livened up the baseball after that when they realized people were coming out to see a guy hit home runs. And that's when all the numbers went way up. The next year, that's when everyone started hitting 50 and 60 home runs.
Wow, you know your shit.
I didn't know that they rumored a cork bat.
No one wants to talk about it, but yeah, there was rumor. Because how does that happen? That a guy just hits 58 homers and the next team with 21 players on it hits 23.
But how does no one else cork their bat? Like, how come no one else corked the bat?
I don't know. I mean, he might have been at that time where, no one else did it. He just, found somebody that, look, this ball's going to go further. I don't know. I mean, that was the rumor. Who knows if that's true or not? But
it has to be something.
It's got to be something. Like I'm saying, if Pujols hit 220 homers this year and the next guy hit 50, you'd be like, all right, something's going on.
He wasn't
That's
superhuman.
about what the ratio was.
Or you have to say, okay, he was superhuman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where the second guy's not even close, that doesn't make sense.
He was a pitcher too, though. He was a guy who pitched well. He was a much better athlete than people think he was. Ran pretty well for a fat man. Fucking, you ever see Cobb?
One of my favorite movies ever.
I don't know, man. Maybe he was that much stronger than most other players. Was it back then? Like no one else was hitting like that.
He was a bit bigger, but I don't know.
Barrel chested fatso.
Wasn't in shape whatsoever.
Yeah. Garrick was in way better shape than him.
Was he?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
for a while.
Jesus. Until his pinky went numb.
Yeah. Oh, is that what started it?
No, I don't know. I hear it starts with a pinky or something. Next thing you know, you can't move your head. Great. Thank you, God. Thanks a lot for that one, God. See, look, there's old pictures of Babe Ruth. He wasn't even close to in shape ever. The one where he's folding his arms in a way where it pushes out his biceps is almost him in shape.
Oh boy, he's not in shape at all there.
God, no, he's
that
really
50s hairdo.
Extremely soft looking. And then
but you got to and everybody
his story is really sad. At the end of his career when he was like a player manager and all that, and he just stayed in there way too long.
Yeah, he was like with the Boston Braves or something.
Was it the Boston Braves?
Something, yeah. He was a player manager, yeah.
Right. So
I met his daughter.
Yeah?
I did a signing for Epics. They were at this big company thing. I forget what it was. And Babe Ruth's daughter that's where I met Willie Randolph was doing it, and a whole bunch of Bill Buckner and fucking David Cohen. There was all these cool players, and their lives were so much longer. Mine was humiliatingly short. People would just feel bad for me and come to get something signed.
Yeah, that's when you got to just keep talking to the one guy.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
You ask him what he does for a living. Really, where'd you grow up?
Oh, yeah.
Just a stall, so it looks like you're not just standing there by yourself. I've done that before, selling merchandise, and no one's coming by.
We might have had a couple of those lines over the years.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you just keep talking to the guy, and then you're like, all right, well, at least I'm not just standing here.
I love when and then one guy will call you out and like, well, where is everyone today? I thought it'd be crazy. Like, oh, we had a rush about an hour ago. It was just nuts in here, You try to come up with excuses.
Or if no one's at your table, you just look down like you're shuffling your merchandise, fixing it, right. So you look busy, so you don't just look up and people walking by.
The guy that walks right in and right to the table, and you're like awkward. He goes, man, I thought I'd have to wait 2 hours to meet you guys.
Thank God for fucking now these phones, because you can look at your phone, check your Twitter. You can act busy like you're in the middle of an important conversation. Right. No, it's not that nobody's interested. I'm very busy. I've chosen to cut the line.
We've also had very long lines, too.
Yeah. Sure.
Let's say hi to Adam in Jersey. We got Florentine in today. Adam, what's up?
Florentine, I thought that was Pharrell. I'm sorry. Shake it up.
We got this, sir.
I don't really understand. Because we're talking sports, or because you sound
Jim
like
has a gravelly
Pharrell?
voice and we're talking sports.
All right. Anthony in Idaho. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We're, doing this.
Right on. Florentine, you by far have the funniest fucking podcast out there. I have never laughed so hard listening to the last, 3 or 4 podcasts. The awful Facebook update.
Yeah.
The gym selfie called a healthy. I have never in my life felt so dirty as a human being than when you uttered those words.
Oh, tell us about this.
I always do it like a podcast, like once a month on awful Facebook posts.
Right.
I have fans send them in, and they just if anything that you think I would hate, send it to this email address, and they just send them in. And those guys like go to the gym and they take pictures of themselves,
right?
And they'll say healthy instead of a selfie because they're at the gym.
God.
And they'll send me those pictures. The guy's like, he's holding the phone out, healthy, hashtag healthy.
It's the worst.
Oh God,
it's pretty bad.
Is that bad or
terrible.
what?
It's really terrible.
And another guy did put up shelves in his garage, and he put shelfie, and he took a picture next to the shelfie.
Oh. I did one while I was watching The Sopranos, but I don't want to say what it was. Thank you, Sam.
You have to have Norton on your next one.
Have to have who?
You have to have little Jimmy in on the next one.
No, I know. I got it. Yeah, because we could just find a topic that just annoys us and just go off for like an hour.
You're not a big Facebook guy?
No.
Why?
It's just.
Do you like when people poke you and invite you to a
It's just not,
Listen to the podcast, and nobody will be a Facebook guy anymore.
I'm a little behind on the Florentine podcast, I gotta be honest. It's one of the ones I really still like a lot. Yours and
best one out.
Yeah.
Well, I just did this week. I just did one on when I used to work construction. So I told these construction stories where I used to just pull pranks on people and shit in a spackle bucket and stick it in the room next to them when they're painting. The whole day. I shit in a bag, in a shopping bag.
Yeah.
And we're in this house. It was like 100 degrees in the summer.
Yeah.
We're fixing up this old shitty house. And my buddy was painting in the bathroom. And there was no window in there or anything. And it was garbage everywhere. And I shit in a shopping bag and I threw it in the corner. So I knew he was going to be painting in there all day. He's like, it fucking reeks in here. I can't be. And when I walk in, I go, I don't smell nothing. I bring the other guys down. You smell anything? Like, no. They knew what I did.
Yeah.
And he's in there, and every like 20 minutes, fuck, this is fucking bullshit. It fucking stinks in here. What stinks? And then at the end of the day, he found out that I shit in the bag. My brother was the boss, and he had like one of those old shitty work vans, and there was just shit everywhere in the van, and I shit in a paint can, and I stuck it in his van, like in the middle, underneath everything, and he's driving around with there was no air conditioning in the van. It's in the middle of the summer, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? Just shit in here. He finally found it, went to fire me because I shit in a paint can.
Did you leave the can open, or did you?
I left it open, of course. Oh, yeah, it's going to ruin the joke if it's not open. Right, of course.
I was wondering how that worked.
Whoa. All right, Anthony in Idaho. Thank you, sir.
Right on. Thanks, guys.
All right, let's say hi to Terry in Beacon, it looks like. Terry.
Hey, boys.
Hi, Terry.
This is turning into a Florentine love fest. Florentine, we were at your Unmasked with Ronnie B last week at the stand.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man. You fucking killed. That was phenomenal.
Yeah, Ron said that was great, too.
Thanks, man. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, he just said, let's tell some funny stories. A lot with you, Jim
he
Norton.
told me that.
Yeah, that's what he was telling us yesterday.
I told the story about Jim jerking off my backseat in my car when I just got a new car and his dick's out.
That red car.
Yeah, he's arguing with me as he's jerking off. And I said, at that point, I should have just said, I don't want to be friends with this guy anymore.
It was just you two?
No, Bob Levy.
Bob Levy.
In the front seat?
Yep.
And Jim was in the
Well,
back.
why would you jerk off like that?
Dude, it was the first time. We told the story.
So weird of me.
I'll tell you why.
I don't understand.
We had done a gig. It was in Connecticut. And I remember it specifically because it was the first time I almost got laid from comedy. It was... there was a girl, she was maybe a 3.
Yeah.
Remember we were at the table with all of her brothers were hanging out, and she's rubbing my leg under the table. I've never had that happen in my life. It was like something out of a porno movie.
Right.
And I almost dumped in my pants.
And you had those weightlifter pants on, right?
Yeah, the purple ones that Mark Vito gave me. And so I fucking walked her out. And I'm like, come on, I'll sign a headshot for you. And I've never wanted to get blown in the car so bad. But as I'm walking, her brothers are at the door. And I knew I didn't have pictures in the car, so I just made like I was going to sign. I'm like, oh, I can't find them. So I signed a napkin and walked her back. I was so out of control. I mean, I was 22 or 23 at the latest. I mean, I made 22.
Yeah, but too old. All right. But I was too old to be jerking off in front of your friends.
But dude, I was in the back seat. It was pitch black driving home. I've never had. I just wanted to come.
I love how you justify
the
it.
monster was all over me. I wanted to come.
No, it was this white Plymouth Colt. I just bought it? I was leasing it. Yeah.
Wasn't your red car?
No, this was before. So I only had the car for like a week. It had the new car smell. It was spotless.
Yeah.
And he was in the back, and I didn't know. Me and Levy hear this noise going on in the back. This swishing noise, and I just turned the interior light on. He's fucking jerking off.
You didn't know him that well yet?
No, I did.
We were all friends.
All right.
Yeah.
But I would never do that normally. I would wait. But I was so smitten with the idea that this was comedy pussy. The idea that this girl would have fucked me or sucked my dick, her rubbing my leg, I've never experienced that. It was out of my mind with lust.
That's hilarious.
And he had a T-shirt. I guess he had an extra T-shirt or something like that. He's holding it.
Was I? That I don't remember.
Yeah, because and I'm like, dude, you can't do it. He's like, no, man, I can't wait to get home. And he's still doing it as I'm arguing with him. And I go, dude, I got to pull over, man. You can't fucking do it in my car. He goes, I'm not going to get on it. I got the T-shirt right here. It's going to go right into the T-shirt. He's still jerking it as he's arguing with me, holding a T-shirt in case he arcs one.
I did stop. I remember I did stop.
You were mad. You wouldn't talk to me the rest of the way. Like it was my fault.
You were in a frenzy.
Dude, I was in a frenzy. I was out of control. Walking out to the car thinking I was going to get my dick sucked. And then her dumb brothers coming to the fucking door. I was out of my mind.
Did you pull your pants down and all that?
No, it was out. But I was fucking...
I would have just rubbed my jeans or something.
No, I was out of control.
Had a good rub going on where no one would see it.
Dude, my whole life I wanted this to happen. It was finally happening, and it got ruined because her brothers.
Wow. That's wild.
You still remember that?
I like it was. I don't remember what she looked like. I just remember that she was not that attractive, but her touching me under the table, I was out of my fucking head, blind with lust.
All right, let's. When is it airing? Florentine's.
I think it premieres, if I heard right, tomorrow afternoon at 2 on Raw Dog.
Okay. Make sure you check that out. Yeah. Ronnie does a great job with that, man.
He's great.
Let's say hi to Jared in Philly. Jared.
Hey there, faggots. How you doing this morning?
Hey.
So, remember Pete Rose yesterday was going off on a rant on how big DiMaggio's cock was?
Yeah. Supposedly, that they went to Vietnam together?
Yeah, they showered together, or... No, correction. Pete Rose showered DiMaggio.
I was confused by that because wouldn't DiMaggio be a lot older than Pete Rose?
Yeah, I don't know, but interestingly enough...
Do you understand that story? Because I was...
Yeah, they were going over to interchange troops or something, so it was probably DiMaggio was the older guy and Pete was the young hot player or whatever.
Okay, I got you. All right, yeah, so then... continue there, Jared.
So interestingly enough, there's a photo... after Pete Rose talked about it, I wanted to find DiMaggio's
Basically, he said DiMaggio has a huge hog. Just so Florentine knows, they were in the jungle or whatever. They didn't have like, the best accommodation. So Pete Rose gave Joe DiMaggio a shower. That sounds a little weird, too. How long is the story?
E-Rock just interrupted. 120.
Yeah, play it for Florentine. What the hell? This is Pete Rose telling the story. And then I'll get back to you, Jared. Hold on a sec.
In 1967, I get a call from the State Department. 67.
Yes.
And I'm just a kid. And the guy says, you want to go to Vietnam? I said, not necessarily. There's a war going on over there. He said, well, Joe DiMaggio is going. I said, I'll go.
Yeah.
You know, I walked through a hell in a gasoline suit to meet Joe DiMaggio. So I flew to San Francisco. We flew to Saigon. Myself, Joe, Tony Canigliaro. I don't know if you guys remember him.
know
And
that.
a guy named Jerry Coleman, who played for the Yankees.
Right.
Announcer for San Diego, by the way, just died about 4 months ago. And they broke us up into two groups, and then we end up meeting them on the Intrepid, which I passed on the way to get here today, in the Tonkin Bay. And
so did Bobby, but he was in the water.
and it's so hot you can't sleep. I mean, there's bombs going off, and every fourth bullet out of the helicopter is a tracer. And Joe says, I got to take a shower. I said, Joe, we're in the middle of the jungle. This is not downtown Saigon. He said, I don't give a damn. I got to take a shower. So the only way you can take a shower is a guy gets up on a chair and pours the water, and another guy pulls the chain, and the guy underneath takes the shower.
Right.
I gave Joe DiMaggio a shower. How many guys can you say were on your show did that? Now, the best way to describe Joe DiMaggio is he was a penis with a man hanging from it.
Oh, my God. He was all cock, huh?
Yeah.
Good for Joe.
I don't know if I felt sorry for Marilyn or envied her.
So there's the story from the other day.
Nice.
Let me go back to Jared, because he has something to add. That's why he brought it up. Go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, so needless to say, after that story, I was dying to find DiMaggio's cock. And it's incredibly easy to do, and it's him in a shower, a black and white photo with his cock hanging, and it is huge and glorious. Just go and Google image search, type in Joe DiMaggio cock. It's a black and white photo of him just standing.
Get out of here.
Massive. I swear to God.
Well, we're going there now. Let's see. Joe DiMaggio's kick. Shower.
Black and white photo.
All right, hold on. Well, of course, it's a black and white photo.
True.
Let's see. So far, no.
But they got it blocked in this picture.
Come on, Sam.
Uncensored.
Show me it.
Oh, they have it censored. So,
I've seen it. It's very... Turn off safe search, Sam, you dumb fuck.
all right, wait. There might be one right there.
That's not that big.
What are you talking
His
about?
balls are bigger.
I think that's a pretty nice piece, no?
Yeah, it's all right.
So you're calling Pete Rose a liar?
No, because Pete Rose
I don't think people.
saw it in the jungle. It was hot in the jungle.
Well, there's a lot of hair going on there too.
Yeah, you know what? It's not bad.
Who's bigger, him or Jimmy?
Well, they got him next to. That's an old. Who's
In that picture, I'm double that, but I guarantee you that his was probably plumped up a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing going on there, to be honest with you. Maybe Joe DiMaggio was a little excited because Pete Rose was giving him a shower or something. Maybe he's like a grower instead of a shower. Now we're just looking at dick pictures.
Oh, sorry. Got distracted.
There's a lot more. There's a guy blowing himself just like Denny does down there to the right there. Why is that under the Joe DiMaggio Google image?
It's probably frequently searched photos.
To the one the one we found, it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing impressive there.
Yeah, there's another one. There was another one of Joe naked too. That was a little better. And it was
Where? Which one are you looking at?
this one. Yeah, that one right there. It's better.
It's, yeah. All right.
He's packing like 3.5 soft. It's hanging down.
Right. After the Pete Rose story, I would have assumed that we would have saw a massive hog. What?
Sorry, I hate to disappoint, guys. I apologize.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad I got to see Joe DiMaggio's cock. I didn't know that was available.
That's also with a big hairy bush around it, so
Right.
you got to give him another inch.
Good point.
That's probably covering at least an inch.
Good point. All right. Thank you, Jared. Slabo. All right. We'll take a break. We got Florentine in studio. The Unmasked will be on Raw Dog tomorrow at 2, I believe, with Ron Bennington. That's what you just said, right? And then Florentine's he's taping his special, very cool, at the George Street Playhouse in New Brunswick, New Jersey. You could go to jimflorentine.com for ticket info, right?
Yeah, or GeorgeStreetPlayhouse.org, September 13th, 2 shows that night. So
very nice.
And then this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club, Point Pleasant, New Jersey.
Sirius 206 XM 103.
Truck drivers? Kings of the highway? None? Do you? Who does? I'm not talking about ice cream trucks now. I'm talking to your big 18-wheel, road clogging, pieces of shit that ruin the road for fucking everybody. I hope you, nothing personal against you, but I just hope you all like die Ebola virus deaths where you get a truckload of infected monkeys and one of them nips you on the back of the neck, you bleed out of your eyes, your guts all soup up and spray out your ass, and you fucking ruin the road for everyone. You do like 42 miles an hour in a 70-mile-an-hour zone, but then shitbag number 2, he can do 42 and a half, so he'll swing it on out, clog up both lanes all the way to San Antonio, and the race is on, and here it goes. And just as you're about to pass, then shitbag number 1 spills his coffee all over his porno magazine, jacks it back up a notch. You're neck and neck. Who do you get behind? Do you get behind the one, hallucinating after 3 days on the road doing truck stop speed, or the one slinging liquid pig shit out of the back of his rig all over your windshield, you fucking asshole. I have tapes of the Reginald Denny beating in the LA riots. That truck driver they beat the shit out of. I beat off to that tape, ladies and gentlemen. I try to time it so I can come right while he gets hit in the head with the brick. But that's why I love this business, because it's a healthy outlet for that, I get mad at you, I yell at them, they laugh, I get paid, we all go home shit-faced and happy, Because otherwise I'm stuck behind that prick for 30 miles, staring and screaming at the inside of my windshield, take off the highway, go take it out on some poor kid in a McDonald's drive-thru. It's not his fault. I'm yelling at, if I wanted fries, I'd ask for fries. What did he do? Poor kid's sweating his ass off for $4 an hour in some grease factory. He doesn't need my shit on top of it. Meanwhile, he's in there beating off in my fish sandwich. If I wanted fries, I'd ask for fries. I want it. I'm eating his jizz at some trucker's fault. No one wins there. You're gonna give someone shit, just make sure they deserve it first,
The boys are back. I would tell you which boys, but nobody's named this goddamn fucking show yet. What the fuck, Troy?
Florentine studio. I wish I left the studio during the break. I just had a discussion with Sam, just talking about horrible restaurants, one after another.
Well, I love horrible restaurants.
We've done gigs in most of them.
The Outback,
Yeah.
Applebee's. What else was mentioned in there?
Can't say it like that.
What?
You're saying it wrong.
Applebee's.
Saying it wrong. Applebee's.
You don't like Applebee's?
No.
Is that where this all started?
Well, I've always had a problem with Applebee's. I didn't like their slogan. It's a neighborhood bar and grill.
What about
neighborhood?
What about
your
when
friends?
they say?
Wasn't there another thing about your friends?
They say eating good in the neighborhood.
Yeah, eating good in the neighborhood. No, I'm not.
Why aren't you eating good in the neighborhood? The Applebee's is in the neighborhood.
What neighborhood? It's off a fucking highway somewhere. It's not really a neighborhood. You know what I mean? I got neighbors. It's not next to my house.
So if it was kind of in your actual cul-de-sac,
It's not even a neighborhood. It's out in front of a hotel. That's how the Applebee's and those shitty places get business. They put them up right in front of hotels where people stay on business.
Right.
Where if they don't have a car, they have no place else
just
to go.
have to eat there.
They have to eat there.
Yep.
That's why you got a Fridays and Applebee's and an Outback right around.
But don't they feel like they're kind of in a neighborhood though when they walk into an Applebee's?
There's no neighborhood.
Are you sure?
No neighborhood.
There's nothing that says I'm in a nice, friendly local joint.
Yeah, because all the tchotchkes on the wall create like a fun vibe.
Yeah, I know. That's
it's
real
a nice
fun.
vibe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to make me enjoy their shitty food because they got something hanging up.
You don't want to go to the bar at Applebee's after a tough day at work?
No. Nope.
Loosen your tie a little bit?
Yeah.
There's a Fridays right down the street from where I live. I've never been in there
I
once.
like a good Fridays. That fucking spinach and artichoke dip, which I haven't had in years, is phenomenal. I didn't mean to ruin everybody's.
No, Fridays is better than Applebee's. Fridays is better.
Why? Isn't it the same place?
Why?
It's the same place.
Pretty much the same shitty
just
food.
Has a different name.
I don't like the Outback commercials with the Australian guy. They have to put the accent. All right, we get it. You're from
You
Australia.
think they're funny?
No. I love Australian people.
They're just trying to have a little fun with
It's not fun. Just get an American to do it. It doesn't. You're not making it better because you got an Australian doing a voiceover.
You don't
for
think
it.
it's a little fun?
Shrimp on the Barbie. Stop with that.
A little fun. It's a little fun.
That's how they do it in the Outback.
The Outback Steakhouse.
Right, when you hear an accent, it's kind of fun. A little fun for everybody.
That stupid, what is that instrument they play, the long one?
Didgeridoo?
The didgeridoo's playing, hey, come over to have an Outback. Yeah, it is fucking awful.
You don't like a bloomin' onion?
No.
No.
No?
Wait, you do, don't
I've had
you?
it a couple times, not right, but
I saw you smile. You like a blooming onion.
I'll take a little piece of it. It's not a big deal.
This is not an instrument.
Not a special treat for you?
No.
You don't get excited?
We used to have an Outback. Remember, we used to live. We'd go there a few times. It was all right, but lately it's...
What's that place we went to on 9/11 that was good, too? We went to a place on the pier, the Crab House or something, which was fucking pretty tasty.
The Crab House, where's that?
In Jersey. So it's on the water in Jersey.
Like Edgewater, New Jersey.
Yeah, we used to eat these weird little places.
You like Chili's?
Is there a Target near the Crab House? I think
Yes.
I know the Crab House.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to get back into the Applebee's.
I don't like Applebee's.
It's a neighborhood thing.
Yeah, it's not. No, the appetizer. You got to get 3 apps.
It can't be.
No. They're not they're anytizers.
Anytizers.
You could have them throughout the day.
Or throughout the meal, even.
Exactly.
Thinking,
you don't need to start with them.
That's bad.
Do they really call them anytizers?
Because you could combine a couple of them and create an entree. It's an anytizer.
Oh, that's true. You can do that.
But that's smart. Think about it.
That must be fun,
Because
right? You're going like, what are we going to do?
Well, no, I'll tell you why it makes sense. Because you got your entree, and you're like, man, it's too bad I can't order another appetizer because they're appetizers.
Yeah.
But if they're called anytizers, then you're like, I could still order this stuff before dessert.
What if you want to just you're just feeling like you're having fun one day? Just balls to the wall.
If I was having fun, I wouldn't want to go to an Applebee's. That would ruin the day.
But what if you want to have boneless buffalo wings as the main course? Then it's like...
Well, just order it as an appetizer. Just say, look, I'll just take
anytizer.
It's an anytizer.
I would never say that. If someone came in and had a gun to my head and said, look, I'm going to fucking blow your brains out.
Yeah.
You got to say anytizer. I go, just do it.
Are you one of those guys you just point at what you want?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take that. What?
You don't go with the goofy names that they have to name everything?
You mean the Applebee burger? No, this
an
thing
Applebee
right here.
burger.
There used to be.
He wouldn't say when we would go to Denny's or whatever, like moon over my hammy or those things.
Never.
I always remember he would point out and go, let me have this one. They'll be like, the moon's over, and go, that one right there.
What about
a Tutti
Fruity?
Frutti?
Yeah, IHOP. That's why I stopped
It's a
eating
Rudy
there.
Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Yeah, I got this
That
one.
was my favorite, actually, at IHOP. I did, and I would be proud. I'd say, give me one Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity.
Yeah. You would say that?
No. Maybe.
You would be proud. It's okay.
No, I would just point to it. And then the guy would go to Rudy Tooty Fruity. I'm like, this thing right here. Well, just what you talk about the Rudy. I go down. This thing right here. Never say
He
it.
would try to get you to. He tried to get you to say it because it's fun for everybody.
It is.
It's
an
fun.
anytizer. I want an anytizer.
What if a server came over to you and said, "Okay, can I start you off with an anytizer?"
What would you say to that? Because you're hungry.
What is that? I don't know what that is. What?
It's like, what's an anytizer? It's just something you can start with. You could have it as your main course. You could have it after the meal. If you want.
But that's been going on for years. Sometimes I just got an appetizer and I just said, I'm just going to eat this. I'm good.
And I'm sure they would say something like, well, it's like an appetizer.
It's like an appetizer.
No, it is an appetizer.
It's fun.
Dan Soder coming in to say hi. What's up, Dan?
Nothing fun.
About an anytizer?
I didn't even know they did that.
Yeah,
that makes it even
no,
worse.
That's awful.
You really want to sit there?
You're really going to sit
there? You're really going to sit there?
No, I don't.
You're really going to sit there?
Don't do that.
You're really going to sit there?
Don't do that.
Fuck him. You're
really
important.
gonna sit
Fuck
there?
him.
This
You're
is like putting on
important.
your dead dad's suit. I'm not doing it.
We're taking notice. You're really going to sit there?
You son of a bitch! You tricked me into sitting here.
I didn't say sit there. Rich Voss
I will stand patiently back there. and
Rich
wait.
Voss had no problem sitting there. I'll be honest with you.
No.
He's the only one that had no problem sitting
Ant was
there.
actually still walking out with his bag. Fucking Voss hopped up.
Yeah, well, he's got a too tan confidence. That's what it is. He's got that overly tan confidence.
Yes.
Dan, I got in early just so I didn't have to. So I knew you had to sit there. I took the last seat. Yeah,
You set me
You're
up.
really sitting there.
I was supposed to be in at 10. I came in at 8:30 just so I didn't have to sit there.
All right, you're sitting there.
This is flashbacks of my childhood of my mom going, "You're your father." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not him."
I want to just get out of the studio. To be honest with you,
It's fucking.
I don't want to be in the
bummer.
studio anymore whatsoever. Or
It's almost like living in your house after your wife just left you.
Yeah.
She just fucked your best friend, and she's like, I'll move out, and you're stuck in the house with all those memories.
You know what we could do to bring the vibe up in here?
What?
put some like license plates and stuff like that all over the
Oh,
walls.
yeah, like a kayak.
Are you going to try to do an Applebee's? You're
Yeah.
going to Applebee's in the studio?
Yeah.
Were you listening?
No.
Florentine's a huge fan of Applebee's.
Do you have a favorite anytizer?
You know what? I totally agree with you. I love Applebee's.
What's your favorite
You got
anytizer?
stock in it or something? Or
No, I just find.
What's your favorite anytizer?
I don't know the anytizer. I just
They call him anytizers.
That's my white trash gene. I just love Applebee's.
It is a fun place, though. It's a fun place.
Dan, did you ever have fun in an Applebee's?
Yeah.
Well, at the bar.
What was so fun?
We got really
the
drunk.
shit on the the drunk, but the stuff on the wall, did it make you laugh? Did it put you in a good mood?
It kind of bummed me out
There
thinking
you
that
go.
someone had to put that up.
Right.
Did it give you like that friendly neighborhood feel?
Yeah, I felt like everyone I knew everybody.
There's no neighbor. I'm off a fucking highway, Route 70 in Indianapolis.
Next to a
There's-
nails place.
Yeah, and there's 3 hotels.
Right.
See you
It's
guys
not
later.
a
I gotta go to
neighborhood.
LA.
What?
I had to leave early. I'm doing podcasts.
I knew
so-
that.
I know.
I was just making it dramatic.
I gotta go.
I'm taking Jim's mic. I don't feel
Sit there,
comfortable
please.
here.
Say that. What the fuck, Anthony? You're the guy.
No
Fuck him.
way, dude.
Jimmy, what are we promoting? You're doing Rogan's podcast today.
Rogan today, Corolla,
Will we hear it today?
Bill Burr.
Oh yeah, he does them live. Duh. So Joe Rogan's podcast. Jimmy's going to be on it.
East Coast. As soon as I land, I'm going right to his.
And what else you doing over there?
Corolla, Kevin and Bean.
Corolla, Kevin and Bean, Bill Burr,
Kevin Pollak.
and Kevin Pollak. A lot of promotion for the Vice show that's starting next week. Who's that guy? Who's that guy?
I don't know.
I know, it looks like an old high school football coach.
Huh?
Who is it?
They were on Pete Dominic's show.
Oh. All right.
Oh man. All right, I'm much more comfortable.
No, but white trash, Applebee's, I get for you. But I like Waffle House on the road for white trash.
You like Waffle
Eat
House?
breakfast, yeah.
Waffle House is great. Bert's chili on some hash browns. It's pretty good. All the I know I go deep on my white trash restaurant knowledge.
Yeah, and Waffle House, there's nothing goofy about Waffle House. They just make it right in front of you. It's disgusting. There's food all over the place.
They don't have to rename everything.
No,
it's very easy to order.
It's very easy. They get it to you in 2
You don't sound like an
seconds.
asshole when
they
you're
give you
ordering.
those little napkins from like 1950.
Well, what do you do if you want to have a good time?
I'm
Like
gonna
if
have
you
a
want
good.
Rudy Tooty, fresh and fruity, something like that.
I never
Like-
have a good time at a restaurant unless it's like a nice steakhouse or something like that. But even that, it's like, all right, you're just hanging around with the people you're with.
Well, the good time is the steakhouse in Dallas. I think we discussed that. The strip joint with the amazing steaks.
Yeah.
What was the name of that? The Lodge.
The Lodge, yep.
That's a place you got to go, Dan Soder.
That always amazes me when like there's certain strip clubs in this nation that have excellent food, and I'm like, good for you, sticking it to society. You're like, yeah, we got tits and unbelievable dining.
Food was amazing at the Lodge.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Real.
Really?
And the tits weren't bad either.
Like Scores was like that too. They had the restaurant on one side, was really good, and then you went over to the other side for the dancers.
I think I've been to Scores maybe once in my my life.
There was a place in Jersey called Legs and Eggs. It would open at like 6 in the morning.
No, that's Dallas too.
Yeah, but they had one in
Oh,
Jersey.
okay.
Yeah, so we just go there if you were hammered or whatever,
Yeah,
or just
it was an
like 6
after-hours
in the morning. You would just start
They
with
would
the
serve
strippers.
the eggs, and it was another strip place.
Or if you're a sex addict and you have to get it out before breakfast, where you're just like, I'm going to go
True.
do this before I go to work.
True.
I'm going to go see some tits.
There was some nights we waited in the parking lot like 5:10. We pulled up
Really?
for it to open at 6.
Why couldn't it open before 6?
I don't know. I'm not sure why, but it opened pretty much right at 6.
Who's Jimmy taking a picture with?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
Roland, who is that?
Someone important.
We'll just drag anyone in here at this point. We don't know what,
Just loading them on. You're like, come on
we don't know
in.
what the fuck's going on. So anyone walking by, just come on in.
Just step in.
Help me. Help me.
Oh, man.
So we're talking about Applebee's as being a neighborhood place. But then during the break, Florentine and Sam were just running down a whole list of shitty places.
Yeah, because like I go out of my way to find Chili's.
Chili's?
I love Chili's.
Do you eat? Here's some real shit food. Do you eat Chili's too at the airport? Have you ever seen
I
those?
absolutely would stop at a Chili's too.
E-Rock
How do they
throws a thumbs up. You
E-Rock, get in on this.
gross human being.
No, I only get the boneless buffalo wings at the airport.
Oh, okay.
From Chili's too?
Yeah, too. Yeah.
I'm glad E-Rock has
and
standards.
the blackberry iced tea.
Oh, good.
Do they
for you.
spell it T-O-O?
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you
all
can't.
right. You can't go T-O-O.
I think you throw up the number. Really, make it the sequel.
Yeah, that's
Chili's
true.
has the best boneless buffalo wings anywhere.
And the best spinach artichoke dip.
Chili's, yeah.
Chili's. I get corn on the cob, boneless buffalo wings, and fries, and
Is that
endless Dr. Pepper.
Is that a package of anytizers?
I guess it would technically. They'd be anytizers.
Like, shouldn't people just stop going to Applebee's just because they call their appetizers anytizers?
They should, but they're slathered in Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce. How would he not go to Applebee's with all that delicious Jack Daniels?
So you guys, I mean, do you eat at all these places on the road then?
Sometimes,
14?
you know, you stay in a hotel where you got no choice. That's the only place right outside the Holiday Inn you're staying at if you don't have a car, which I never do on the road.
But I would think, first of all, being on the road like you guys are would be the coolest thing ever. But probably after a few years, it sucks a dick, right?
I don't mind it. You know, I get sleep when I'm on the road. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I don't mind it. But the food, sometimes you got to eat at a Subway. You got no choice or some shit that's right in front of the hotel.
Well, the other part of this was, I would assume if you are on the road and you do enjoy, like you're saying, you would like to get the local flair. Like you would like to go to the local joints.
You would, but you know, like I was just in Nashville this week, and I went to all the barbecue there, Jack's Barbecue, and the famous.
Well, that's a different type of place. I'm talking about like you're in Cleveland
Or
you're
Tacoma.
Right,
Like,
and find the
ooh.
local places in those other, like Nashville. It's a guarantee you're going to get some great local restaurants.
But that's what's good about Applebee's. It's local wherever you are. It's the neighborhood bar and grill.
And it really
It
is.
can't be the neighborhood bar and grill if it looks exactly the same.
But that's what I want. I like comfort. I feel comfort knowing there's a toboggan on the wall when I walk in.
Why do they have a toboggan on the wall?
Do you like when they put pictures up of the local high school football team?
It gives me something to jerk
What do you
off
mean?
to in the hotel room.
Have you never seen that in an Applebee's?
No.
They put pictures and jerseys up from the local high school football team. So it's like it's the neighborhood.
Oh, well, I don't mind that because it's, you know, people playing high school football. You know, you go in there. Hey,
Yeah.
Some kid's trying to get laid, and he's like, bring some chick to Applebee's. Hey, look, my jersey's on the wall. I get that, but no, it's nothing. It's not in a neighborhood. There's no fucking Applebee's in a neighborhood.
Well, wow, you. I want to thank Jim Florentine because now the phones are completely lit.
You son of a bitch! I love Applebee's. I take my wife there every Friday. It's our neighborhood restaurant. You cocksucker! Some guys all jacked up right now because Florentine's trashing Applebee's.
We're going to.
They used to put little league baseball pictures up, like back in the early '90s, and then this pedophile craze hit, and then they're like, "Why don't we stop
the pedophile craze?"
Yeah, the pedophile craze.
I didn't know there was a craze.
You didn't know that?
No,
It's like Beatlemania.
It's more like a phenomenon, really.
It never happened before '94.
When was the craze?
I don't. Whenever the Catch a Predator came out, that's when everyone became aware of it.
2006.
Most of the people, 90% of the people that eat Applebee's are business people, have no choice. Like I said, they don't have a car. They just walk there. Or they just drive and, well, I'm hungry. Oh, I'm hungry too. Hey, all right. There's an Applebee's. You want to eat there? All right. That's it.
My wife was
That
out
would
of
be my
town.
last. That would be my last choice.
But if you're driving down 95 to Florida with the family, or let's pull over and get something, you see, all right, there's an app. You want to eat there? I guess.
I've always hated franchise places. Always.
My wife
my
was-
entire life. I always try to search out the local joint.
Are you like a hipster when it comes to franchise? You're like, I don't like support big business. I don't support big business. I get geeked up when I see a Ruby Tuesdays. I'm like, oh, fancy shit.
But what's the difference between Ruby Tuesday, TGIF, and Applebee's?
Ruby
They're pretty
Tuesday's-
much the same exact place,
Ruby
right?
Tuesday's a big difference.
Has a salad bar.
I don't know.
Pretty
I wouldn't
goddamn
even
good.
know this.
Yeah, it does have a salad bar, and the food's better at Ruby Tuesday.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, Ruby Tuesday's got good hamburgers and turkey burgers. I'll
And
give them that.
Excellent sliders. Love the sliders.
Enough with the sliders.
Yeah, I know.
I
So
guarantee
White
Florentine
Castle
hates
started
a
that year, so
slider.
it's like, all right, everybody's got to have even the comedy clubs have sliders now. It's like, stop with your fucking.
You want a mini burger? You want a brisket slider?
On the menus in the comedy club, they put openers, because that's the appetizer.
That's fun.
And then features is the entree.
That's good because it'll start you laughing before the comedian even gets on stage.
What's the desserts?
Encores.
Encore.
Yeah, which no comedian does an encore ever.
Right.
You know how arrogant of a person as a comedian you'd have to be like, I'm going to go give them 15 more.
I know.
You just did an hour, you
I'm now
asshole.
going to give them Stairway to Heaven.
Guys, I know what jokes you really want to hear, and I'm coming back to play the hits.
Right. But White Castle allow them to continue the sliders. They're
They
the
were the
only place
originators.
that should be able to do sliders.
Absolutely.
They were the
Let's go to
originators.
Rochester. Jason, what's going on, buddy?
How's it going, boys? The show sounds great this week.
Oh, thank you. We're trying to figure this shit out. What do you got, buddy?
I'm a huge fan of Florentine's podcast. I love one about corporate slogans because it's like pointed out like on every Dunkin' Donuts at gas station. They'll be like, tweet your Dunkin' moment, hashtag wake up with Dunkin'. And
Dunkin'
kind of moment could you have with a Dunkin' Donut?
Nothing.
A Dunkin' moment.
I don't know. I would see how much I could put on my erect penis. I would start there. Would they accept that as a Dunkin' moment?
Their sugary coffee.
But what about like
I
when
hate
you
their coffee.
when you get
Oh,
to
the
about
coffee's
that?
horrendous, and
How about that?
America runs on Dunkin'. No, it doesn't.
I hate D&D's coffee.
That's the only coffee shop by me in Queens, and it's all these Indian ladies that run it. And I tried switching to green tea instead of drinking coffee, and they looked at me like I was the biggest pussy. Every time I come in, they'd be like, "Do you want coffee?" And I'd be like, "Can I get a green tea?" They're like, "All right, green tea, too, honey." And they're like looking at me like, "This faggot wants a coffee." I was like, "I just want to be better. I want to heal my fucking acid reflux."
Oh, their coffee's horrible.
Yeah, my friend said
Their
it the
donuts
best.
are horrible. I don't like Dunkin' Donuts.
You don't like the donuts there?
No.
Are you not a donut guy?
Not really.
I like Dunkin'
Good.
Donuts.
Oh, good, right?
So you're coming around.
Let's high five.
You're getting over your childhood ketchup. You like ketchup, but
no, I like ketchup. You're not going to turn me on ketchup, but donuts, I'm over. I'm
Yeah.
done with donuts.
Even
There's
the
other
frosted
things
ones?
to have.
they're done.
I'm done with that
You
shit.
don't like any donuts or just Dunkin' Donuts?
Any donuts.
Why?
I'll get like
Great.
I'll get a pastry, with something inside, but I don't need an actual donut.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't like no.
So you go to like a party where someone buys like like 12 donuts, and you're like, oh, cool, what's in here? And
I smoke a lot of pot, so yeah, I do.
all right, well that.
How about cupcakes? Are you over cupcakes?
Never liked them.
Oh, man.
I used to eat those Yankee Doodles. Remember those?
Sure.
They came in a 3-pack.
So does nobody brings like munchkins to the comedy club?
No, but my wife will get my son like those munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts
That's
on like
okay.
Fridays or whatever.
Because he's a kid. That's
He's a kid.
okay.
Yeah, he eats those.
You don't
My
little
kid
enjoy them with
loves
him?
all that shit.
You don't enjoy them with
I
them?
just
No, I want to throw them out as soon as I see
But
them.
cupcakes are all the rage.
they really are.
It's like a piece of cake if you really think about it. I'm doing a Seinfeld thing now, I guess, but it is just like
Cupcakes? Why are
it's
cupcakes?
just a piece of cake, really.
So
know, like a
so
good
you might go
cupcake?
home today and eat a cupcake.
I might still do a cupcake.
Seriously.
Just peeling one
that-
softly. He's like, I do like these.
There might be a Magnolia's Bakery in my neighborhood. Crumbs sucked a dick, though. They were horrible with their cupcakes. I'm glad they're out of business.
You have a lot of cupcake knowledge.
I do.
For someone that hates cupcakes.
I've been obsessed with Crumbs. I always thought they were awful. And supposedly, or did someone save their business?
No, I think it's gone.
But then I heard that someone was going to try to save it or something.
Hostess is back, thank God. The Twinkies and the cupcakes and all those they were going to go out of business, but somebody saved that company.
I went old school the other day. What are those pies that you get at gas
Enemies?
stations?
Oh, the cherry pie.
The Hostess. E-Rock.
Yeah, the
Fruit
Hostess
pie.
fruit pies.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife got me a lemon one.
Ooh,
That's
I
good.
thought I was on crack after I ate it.
Yeah, that thing's
Holy fuck.
pure sugar.
I think the wrapping's made out of sugar even.
Enemans used to be my thing. I used to love Enemans.
Oh no! Yeah, me and Aunt talked about it all the time. The original coffee cake. I'll eat.
Yeah,
I'll
that
eat
was good.
I'll eat the whole box in a weekend, no problem. I just keep cutting off slivers.
Yeah.
And I figure if they're only little slivers, I'm okay. And by Sunday, the whole thing's gone.
What about Enemans Pop-Ums?
What the
I
hell
don't
are
even know what
those?
that is.
It's like little donut holes, but you just pop them in your mouth.
So they're like
just-
munchkins.
But they're called Pop-Ums because you can just pop them in.
Well, you could pop in anything in your mouth. When you eat anything, don't you just pop it in?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, but these are just you just take it and you just pop it in.
I don't know. What about a good? How about a good Olive Garden?
No, never been an Olive Garden.
Never been? You're
I don't
missing
like-
out.
The Olive Garden and what's the other one? Carrabba's are the same
Oh, yeah.
shitty like
Carrabba's.
Italian food. Carrabba's, whatever
Outback
it is.
owns Carrabba's.
I might do a good Olive Garden every once in a while. Yeah.
If there's an Olive Garden in like the hotel parking lot, I'll be like,
Well, you got
Yeah.
it's either that or the Applebee's, so you have to switch.
But then I pretend that I don't have an option. There could be like another restaurant close by. I'm like, I'll just do the Olive Garden.
I used to go to Pizza Hut for their spaghetti when I was really poor. Loved it.
Pizza Hut used to have a great salad bar.
Yeah, I would get the salad bar, and I would actually get their. I never liked their pizza, but I liked their spaghetti, which no one ordered. It was always a pain in the ass when I ordered it.
You're the only
It was on the
person.
menu, but 99% of the people went in there for the pizza.
So you look at a Pizza Hut now, you're like, who goes there? Right? Every time you see it, like, how are they still open? Like, there's so much better pizza.
Especially where we live. Maybe there's places out there that don't have a choice, but
There's nothing better than telling a native New Yorker that you ordered Domino's and they just lose their shit.
But Domino's, they still do a good job.
It's a good hate eat if you really hate yourself and you're just like, I'm going to punish my entire body.
You got to go to Pizza Hut because now they have Wing Street.
What's Wing Street?
It's buffalo wings. They say only at Pizza Hut, Wing Street, where you can order all kinds of different wings.
Why Wing Street?
Why street?
It's like it's like when you walk down the street and you see all these different houses.
Right.
That's like variety of buffalo wings.
But I don't think that slogan's going to catch on.
Wing Street.
I don't
They
think
put it
it's
on the
gonna
side of
catch
the
on.
building. Pizza Hut, but Wing Street is here too.
Let's just stop with the slogans trying to catch on. Just fucking, it's a place to eat. You pull over, you're hungry. The Radio Shack tried to call it the Shack.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they? Yeah. They were trying to change it. They're gonna go hang out at the Shack. Nobody's fucking hanging out there.
You guys want to go hang out at Radio Shack? I got
Shack?
nothing to do.
Because the word radio is such an old word now.
Oh, dude, kids.
So they were trying to become a little hipper.
No,
but it didn't work.
nobody was doing that. I love Radio Shack because they know what they're talking about in there. I go there a lot. I'll support them.
Right.
Because everyone in there knows exactly what the fuck you need. But nobody started. It completely failed.